A cigarette ignited the glue on the table. Strangely enough, the same burn mark appeared on another table. John couldn't believe what he was seeing. He had just met a new friend through radio communication. They found themselves surprisingly compatible. They supported the same baseball team, lived in the same neighborhood. When John heard how the other person called their child, he was completely stunned. That's exactly how his father used to call him. John hurriedly asked for the other person's name. It turned out they shared the same name as his father, and lived at his current address. They even used the same radio. All these coincidences made John wonder, could he be communicating with his father from 30 years ago? At that moment, the sky outside caught John's attention. He recalled recent news about solar particle eruptions. That affected global communications. John immediately tried to reveal his identity to his father, but the other person became very angry, not only questioning John's identity, but also warning him to stay away from his family. John quickly said, "But you're already dead." The man was stunned, asked how he died. John told him the date of his father's death. The man looked. It was tomorrow. Before the man could argue, John quickly warned him, if he took a different route to the warehouse that day, before he could finish, the communication suddenly cut off. The next day, the man watched the game with his colleagues. The team won as predicted. All colleagues were cheering. Only the man couldn't smile, because John had accurately predicted the game's outcome last night. Could everything he said be true? Just as he was wondering, the fire alarm went off. An abandoned warehouse was on fire. Arriving at the scene, even the warehouse's name matched exactly what John had said. With lives at stake, the man rushed into the fire without hesitation. He quickly found survivors, but all exits were blocked. There were two paths ahead, one blazing with fire, the other filled with smoke. The man initially wanted to take the seemingly safer path, but John's words suddenly flashed in his mind. He gritted his teeth and charged into the flames. Meanwhile, John was reminiscing about his deceased father with friends. The next second, countless images flooded his mind. In his memories, his father hadn't perished in that fire. Instead, at the last moment, he escaped through a slide at the end of the path, and spent a happy childhood with him. John quickly asked his friends about his father's cause of death, but his friends said, he died from smoking-related cancer 10 years ago. John realized, he had truly changed his father's fate. He rushed home eagerly. Before he could turn on the radio, he found a new line of text on the table. John immediately turned on the radio. His father was indeed waiting for him. At this moment, his father finally believed John was his son, believed he was sent by heaven to save him. John was also moved to tears. He told his father about the life he had missed, about their team's victories, about phones that would appear in the future, and told his father that he's now a police officer. That night, John had a nightmare. He dreamed his mother died when he was little. He woke up in a cold sweat, quickly called his mother, but a fast food restaurant answered the phone. It was time for work. John rushed to the police station without thinking much. His boss threw him a pile of documents. It was the case he had been working on. What shocked him was, there were 10 victims in the case, but in his memory there were only 3. When he opened the case file, he discovered that one of the victims was his own mother.